Okay, so let's see, let me start servers. So in this server yesterday we done RPM method. Let me start this server. On this we done M method. Let me start this one. Okay, so this is source code. Let me start. All three servers just started. Let's wait. So for any method, okay, for any method, how to uninstall the Postgres means Windows we already seen. In Windows, so there is a setup file is there. Windows, when you go to home location, there is a uninstall, uninstall setup, uninstall.exe file is there. Let me verify. See program files, PostgreSQL 14. You can see here uninstall PostgreSQL. So this is the setup file. You can using this setup file. We can we can uninstall the Postgres on Windows platform. Okay, uninstall PostgreSQL. So so in Windows, how can uninstall? Just go to the home location. There is uninstall PostgreSQL.exe file is there. This is the home location Windows PostgreSQL 14. So there uninstall PostgreSQL .exe file is there. So if you double click on this file, click on yes, the pop-up window came. So there you can next it's going to uninstall all the software which we installed Windows platform. Let's see. So if you want to uninstall entire application or a specific components, I want to uninstall entire application. Click on next. Yes, it's uninstalling all the PostgreSQL software except data directory. It's going to uninstall. Let's wait. Before uninstalling, you have to stop the Postgres services. Okay, so this is how we are done in Windows environment. So it's removing all the things except data folder. So the data folder, it contains data files and the configuration files. So you have to remove this data directory manually. So that's how we are done uninstallation part in Windows environment. In case of, okay, so in GUI method we done. In GUI method that is applicable Windows platform only. So we done uninstallation part. Next, source code method. So in source code method, how can, so for any method, for Windows or source code or M method. So first we have to stop the services. Before uninstalling the services, Postgres binaries, you have to stop the Postgres services, then drop the data directory, then drop the home location. So these are the steps we have to follow in case of source code method. The M method also same. M method also same. For source code method, for M method, we have to follow these two steps. Can, let me open the source code method. So yes, let me see. Root, Oracle, let me log in. Just we have to, if the services are running, we have to stop the services. We have to remove the data folder. We have to remove the home location. In case of source code method or M method, these are the two steps we have to follow if you want to uninstall Postgres. So let me verify. Is there any services are running? Grep Postgres. Nothing is there because in case of source code method, we started the services manually. That is pg underscore ctl. So when you reboot the server, after rebooting the node, the services won't come automatically. So we have to start the services manually if we want. So now you can say, let me now I want to know where the my home location where the my data directory. So in live environment, there is a inventory sheet is there. So by seeing the inventory sheet, we can come to know what is the data directory, what was the port number, what was the home location. Everything is mentioned in the inventory sheet. So suppose if you okay, so if you don't have inventory sheet, so at worst case, if they are not all are should maintain the inventory sheet. Suppose if you don't have inventory sheet, so you have to verify all the file systems where it was located in the data folder. Let me go to U01 LL. You can say so U01 nothing is there. There is no data for you can say data 15 is there. Yes, go to the data 15. You can verify all the we know what type of files and folders are there inside data directory. Yes, I know configuration files, base folder. So these all are data directory folders only. So I can understand this is the one data directory they used. So what was the home location? So I can say if it is source code method, maybe they use default location. Not sure. So first to go with the home location. Your local PGSQL. Yes, slash user local PGSQL. This is the home location. They use default home location. So I have home location. I have data directory. Can I start the services if you want to? Yes, I can start. How can start? PGSQL bin PG underscore serial hyphen D user 1 data 15 start. So we have to switch to Postgres user. Before starting, we have to switch to Postgres user. Let me take the IP address. We'll connect putty. What is the IP address? 157. Let me. Okay, so 192.168.0.157 root Oracle. Yes, we already verified home location data directory. Let me increase the font size 14 font style. So let me switch to Postgres user. Yes, I can start slash user local PGSQL bin PGCTL hyphen D user one data 15 start. Yes, the server started. So this is in case of source code method. So whenever you stop the server, after starting the server, you have to start the services manually because here there is no daemon process, there is no system CTL. So we use to start the services using PG underscore CTL. In live environment, they have to use M method or RPM method. For both the methods, we are using system CTL. We can start the services using system CTL. If we use system CTL, so whenever the server is rebooted, after starting the server, automatically services came up by started daemon process. Okay, now we can verify the services are running. Now the services are running. PS minus grep Postgres. Yes. What is the data directory? This is the data directory. This is my home location. So now if you want to uninstall this Postgres, which you done via source code method. So what we do? First we have to stop the services. Let me stop. Yes. Services are stopped. Let me verify. There is no services are running. Now exit. Go to the user one. Yes. We can remove the data folder. Just how to remove RM minus RF data 15. You can remove the home location. So how can remove slash USR local? So you can remove directly ls minus lrt pgsql. You can remove this pgsql part, pgsql folder directly. RM minus RF. So that is the things we can uninstall Postgres in case of source code method if you done. So next source code method we done. So next M method. The M method also same process. We have to stop the services. If the services are running, then drop the data directory, drop the home location. Okay. So let me go to, can say in Windows, the data directory has not been removed. The data directory has not been removed. Means except data folder, everything is uninstalled, uninstallation completed. So you have to remove the data folder. You can say the data, only data folder there. So you can remove entire PostgreSQL folder. Just delete. Shift delete. Let me delete. Yes. Continue. It's removing the data for entire PostgreSQL folder. So now again, if you want to, you can install on Windows environment. So now you can say, let me start let me on this server. So last class we installed Postgres 15 via M method. Let me log in. Just now started these all the servers. Let me verify the services are automatically started or not. If it is source code method, the services won't started. We have to start the services manually. If it is M method, RPM method, the services started automatically. Let me take IP address and connect putty terminal if config. So what is the IP address? 148. Let me connect that one. 192.168.0.148 root Oracle. Okay, so let me increase the font size. Bold. Okay, so apply. Now you can say, let me verify. So sudo systemctl. So sudo systemctl postgresql. What is the service file? PostgreSQL 15.service. Let's wait. Status postgresql -15.service. Okay. Now you can say, just I started all three missions. Okay. Just now only. Just now I log in this mission. I take the IP address. I connected via putty and verified the services. I did not started. Who started these services? Daemon process. Because this installation was done via M method. So while installation using M method, that time we started the services using systemctl. So there is a service file is there. Inside the service file, the data directory and username, group name, all the details mentioned. So using the service file, daemon process started automatically whenever the node is up. Due to any reason, if a node is rebooted, if node is shut down due to some reason, after fixing the problem by Linux admin, they started the server. There are some hardware issue. There's something, some issue is there. Linux admin they fixed and they started the server. After starting the server, no need to start the services manually. So there is a daemon process. It will going to start the services automatically. So now you can verify the services, systemctl status, PostgreSQL 15.services. Now the services are running. So if the services are running, we have to stop the services first. How to stop the services? Systemctl stop PostgreSQL -15.service. Now the services are stopped. Now you can verify inactive. So what is the data directory? This is the data directory. You can remove the data folder. You go to the user one. This is the mount point. Remove this entire 15 folder. That's it. So home location. Go to this user. Remove this entire PGSQL 15 folder. So this is how we are uninstalling Postgres, which we done using M method. Clear? Let me go to user one. So rm-rf 15. Under 15 there is a data folder is there. So everything it's going to remove. Yes. Now you can say under user one nothing is there. 15. Under 15 there is a data. Data 15 is a different data directory. Under 15 you can see here, you can see path. User one under 15 there is a data. Now there is no 15. Whatever the inside this folder, everything is removed. So if you want to remove the binary path also, you can go to the home location cd/usr ls-ld pgsql 15. You can remove this directory as well. So this is how can uninstall Postgres in case of if you done using M method. Next, what is the next method? RPM method. RPM method. So only RPM method, the uninstallation is different. So here also you have to stop the services. Now let's see. So this is the, yesterday we used this mission to install software via RPM method. Let me log in root Oracle. Let me log in. We'll see services are started automatically or not. If the auto start is disabled, even though if you start the services systemctl before shut down the node, the services won't come automatically. Make sure the auto start is enabled. Okay. So open terminal. If config, what is the IP address? 116. Let me connect that server 192.168.0.116. Root user Oracle. Okay, let me change the, increase the font size, appearance, change 14, bold. Now you can see, let me verify systemctl status PostgreSQL. Which version we installed yesterday? 14. 14.service. Now the services are started automatically. Just now I log in this. Before 10 minutes I started the all three servers. This server I just now I log in. Log in and take the IP address connected via putty. So I verified the services. The services showing it's running. Means who started the services? Daemon process. So when the daemon process is started the services, if the auto start is enabled, if the auto start is disabled, even though the daemon process is there, it's not going to start the services. We have to start the services manually. Okay. If the services are running, we have to stop the services for installation before uninstallation part. Let me stop. So the systemctl command we have to run with the root user only. In live environment, so we don't have root credential. We have to use sudo access. You have to switch to Oracle Postgres user. Then you have to use sudo systemctl. Okay, they give sudo access for our user, Postgres user. So after switching Postgres user, you can use systemctl sudo same command. Before this command, you can use sudo like this. Sudo systemctl stop PostgreSQL 14.service. Now the services are stopped. Now you can verify. Now services are, it's not running, dead state. So whenever the server is rebooted, next time I don't want the services started automatically. So you have to disable the services as well. If the services are disabled, whenever the server is rebooted, the services won't come, won't started automatically. So you have to start the services manually using systemctl. Okay. So now how to uninstall in case of we done RPM method. So first we have to verify what are the RPMs installed. So mlist installed grep PostgreSQL. It gives the what are the RPMs which was installed. You can see here. You can see what are the RPMs installed. We installed yesterday contrib modules related RPM file, client libraries related RPM file, and client software, then server related RPM file. These are the RPM files which we installed yesterday via RPM method. So first we have to list out what are the RPMs installed. How to list out? Mlist installed. It's going to list the installed RPMs. grep PostgreSQL. What are the RPMs? Start with PostgreSQL. How many RPMs installed? So there are currently 4 RPMs installed. You can see here installed. So now, so for installing, we have to follow the sequence. What are the sequence for installing RPMs? We have to install client libraries, then client software, then server related RPM file, then contrib. This is the sequence we have to follow while installation. For uninstallation also, we have to follow the sequence. We have to follow the sequence for uninstallation also. So for uninstallation, so first it will remove the PostgreSQL server component. First we'll remove the server, then client. For installation, we have to install the client libraries, then install the client software, then server. For uninstallation, we have to remove the server related component first. How to remove these RPMs? Remove PostgreSQL 14. It's going to remove the RPMs which we installed. You can say remove PostgreSQL 14. Let's see what are the RPMs going to uninstall. You can see here. So removing, which this is the going to remove PGDZ. Along with PGDZ, it's going to remove the dependency files also. What are the dependency files? Contrib and the server related one. So let me yes. It's going to yes. If you give yes, going to remove the all the three packages. Currently, it's installed these three. This is the client. This is for contrib. This is for contrib. This is for server. Now let's see. mlist installed grep PostgreSQL. Only one RPM installed currently. So what are the things removed? It's going to remove. It's removed client related thing. It's removed contrib related RPM. It's removed server related RPM file. So now we have to remove client this client libraries. Remove PostgreSQL. Can see PostgreSQL 14 libs. Can say it's going to remove the this libraries related RPM file also. Yes. Now you can verify mlist installed grep postgres. Nothing is there. Everything is uninstalled. Clear? Any queries? Now you can say so there is a ls minus ld PGSQL. So once uninstall all the RPMs, we have to remove the data folder. So where the data folder is located, varlib PGSQL, you can see the data folder before we seen varlib PGSQL 14 data. So this is all the contents data folder. So you can remove this. This is the system directory. Don't remove this one. PGSQL it's related to data directory. So you can remove this PGSQL folder. It's removing everything. So you can rm-rf PGSQL. Yes. You can go and remove the software location also. ls-ld PGSQL 14. You can say rm-rf PGSQL 14. Like this, you can remove these all the things. Now remove data folder under home location. Any queries from anyone? Now you can say this is for data folder. Data folder var lib PGSQL 14 data. Okay. So this is the home location. Home location. What is the home location? /usr PGSQL 14. So I removed this PGSQL 14. Yes, go to this location. You can remove this one. rm-r of PGSQL 14 is removing all the binaries libraries. Then remove the data folder. So data is located inside 14, inside PGSQL. So I removed entire PGSQL folder. So this is how you can uninstall each and every method which we done last classes. Any queries from anyone?
OUM method also install the RPM, right?
Sorry.
OUM method, M method.
M method.
Also install the RPMs, right?
Not it's RPMs, it installed only RPM method only. M method that other software, that software going to install.
Okay, no need to remove, right?
No need to. So when we installing M method, we download any RPM related files.
No, no, no.
RPM means it's each and every component separate RPM file is there. For a client software, separate RPM. For a client libraries, separate RPM file. So server related separate RPM. The remaining, the rest of all the methods, there is the entire for all the server client, everything, one software is there. So it's going to install the software location. So we removed entire software folder, home location.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Any other queries from anyone?
In RPM method, can we do custom installation also? Will it support or not?
RPM we done, right? Data directory.
Okay, okay.
We done. We done. Everything is done. Custom installation. Home location cannot change. Data folder and super user we can change. We already last RPM method we changed the data directory. User 114 data, right? You can see here.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. You can see user 1. So where left is equal. If you go to this one, we change the user 1 some 14 data. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
And
see. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, good.
Before uninstall, okay, do we need to do any prerequisites like
Nothing. Just we have to stop the services.
okay,
Just we
only
have to
need to
stop the services. Yes.
if anybody okay, if when ticket raise at the moment, if you uninstall, somebody want need to get the data. So how we can recover that if any cases? In my real cases environment,
Every day we have backup, right?
so after removing it, the backup, okay, previous backup
If we
folder,
have
okay.
backup, you have to create the new cluster. You have to restore that backup into new cluster.
But backup happen, okay, yesterday. You are removing
Mm-hmm.
today.
Mm-hmm.
I think every day 10 a.m. Let us assume.
Uninstallation
During this
means it's like why the uninstallation? We have all the wall files backup, right?
okay.
That is a
Mm-hmm.
logical backup. So every till whatever we going to do uninstallation till that time we have so wall files backup. Wall files means it's a transaction log files in the SQL server.
Okay. Who
So we
will
can
take that
restore the
backup?
backup. We can recover the
Mm.
database till what time you require. That will cover in the backup and recovery. So there is a point in time recovery. So we can restore the backup first. Then we can apply the all the wall files till what time you recover the database. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see in the backup and recovery part. There is a PAT here. There is a topic is there. You can see point in time recovery. That will you come to know. So how to restore the database, recover the database, so on so timestamp.
Okay. Yeah.
Any other queries?
Can you explain about if we install the PostgreSQL while errors getting some?
Sorry. Can
Whenever we
you
want to
speak loudly,
install,
Shankar? Some
whenever
disturbance.
we want to install the PostgreSQL server, if we get the errors right, what
We'll
errors
we'll see.
we
We'll see. Okay, we'll see. We'll go to the next topic. That is the only. Okay. Yesterday Srini was asked now. Any other queries uninstallation part? I am asking the questions and questions what you have regarding this uninstallation part. No, right? Okay. So okay. So when you have get the issues while installation any database, if you not follow proper steps, if you not follow proper steps, then you can get the issues. Not only Postgres, for any software, even VLC player also, even Windows Media Player also. If you not follow proper steps before installing, first we have to know what are the prerequisites to if you want to install so and so software. What are the prerequisites required? How much memory is required? How much hard disk is required? If you know these all the things, yes. If you know these all the things, If you follow the proper steps, step 1, step 2, step 3, nothing is there. Everything is going to smooth without any errors. We installed all the 4 methods. We did not get any errors because we know all the prerequisites. We verified each and every method. We verified prerequisites. Sometimes even though prerequisites, we have readline and zlib. Even though readline and zlib RPMs installed, but it's not recognized. What we do, that is the one error. That time what we did? Tell me, that time what we did? Configure. What if suppose if you don't have readline, how can install? Just tell me anyone.
Hyphen without readline.
Yes. So hyphen without a readline. That means we are telling to system we don't have readline. So please install software. Please install software without a readline. We have to tell to system by specifying this parameter. Suppose if you don't have zlib, yes, we have to specify same without a hyphen without a zlib. But if you don't have GCC, are we going to install the software?
No.
No, this is the mandatory. If you know the prerequisites, we can go install without any errors. If you don't know prerequisites, if you don't know what data directory required, what data directory contains what permissions, what is the owner should have the data directory, what user is required. If you don't know these all the details, then definitely will get errors. So for each and every utility, suppose configure. If you configure, what it will do, it's going to verify all the prerequisites installed or not. Suppose if you don't have readline, so it throws there and give the hint. Please use hyphen without readline. Maybe someone is observed or not. I am not sure. When you give /configure with this step, it throws the error. Please use hyphen without readline. Like this, they give hint only. The same thing we can use configure hyphen without readline, hyphen without zlib. So the GCC is mandatory. Suppose if you don't have GCC, okay, who installed in live environment Linux operating system? By Linux admin. We are not a authorized person to install Linux operating system. So they did installation. We have to tell we need Oracle Linux 7.9 or 8. So what we tell, we have to send a mail Linux admin. So we need a operating system OEL, suppose 8 version. Next, we need one data directory like this, user 1 14 data. This should be owned by Postgres user owner, and group should be group also same Postgres, and permissions should be 700 minimum 700 permissions privileges on this data directory. We need one user Postgres user. So these are the things we have to send a mail to Linux admin. So they created one Linux mission. They installed a Linux operating system 8 version. They created one user. They created one data directory, and they assign the ownership and the group, and they give the privileges. Suppose they forget about change the ownership. So when are they done? They have to hand over to DBA team. So okay, I am done with my side. Please go and install Postgres your side. So we have to take the IP address which was given by Linux admin. We have to log into PuTTY. Then we have to verify the first. Okay, so is this Linux admin done correctly? They created data directory. Data directory is available or not? If the data directory is available, but who is the owner? Who is the group? What permissions they have? Suppose they forget to give the permissions. They forget to give the permission. Install 700, suppose 500. If the data directory having the 500 permissions, we cannot initiate the cluster. The minimum permission should be 700. What is the meaning of 7? Yes. Tell me.
Read, write, executes.
Read, write, execute. What is the read, write, execute? What is the read number?
4.
What is the
4.
write number?
2.
So
Read number 4,
4,
4.
write number 2.
Write 2.
4,
Execute
2,
1.
1.
1.
So that means who is the owner of this data directory? Postgres. So with which user we are going to creating the cluster? Which user? Root user or
Super
Postgres
user.
user?
Postgres.
Postgres, sir.
So after switching the Postgres user, su-Postgres, we are switching with the Postgres user. We are going to create the cluster initdb -d/user1 14 data. This is the command we are going to use, data. So what it will do? While insert this command, what is happening in the backend? Yes.
It will
We
create
have 3
data files
databases
and
created at
configuration
database
files.
level.
Okay, DB level, it create 3 databases. DB level, it create 3 DBs. At OS level, what will do?
Data files and configuration files.
So it's
created.
going to create the data files and the configuration files inside this location. So with Postgres user can create the data files and the configuration files inside this data directory when this Postgres is owner of that data directory. I am a owner. I can do whatever I want to, I can do at my home only. I cannot do other home. Yes or no? So if the data directory is owned by Postgres user, yes, we are creating the cluster with Postgres user. Postgres user can create the data files and the configuration files inside this data directory. Suppose this data directory owned by root user, they forget to change the ownership. Root user. With Postgres user can create the data files and configuration files inside this location? No. The ownership is different. I cannot do with other homes. I can do whatever I want to, I can do at home only. Because I am the owner of my home. The same way, so if the owner is Postgres, going to create the data files and the configuration files. If the owner is different, it throws error, permission denied. If you want to do something at other home, you get the permission first. The same way, it throws the error permission denied. Like this, first you have to follow the proper documentation, proper what are the prerequisites. These all the things, if you know, without errors, I can go and install the Postgres. If you don't know what data directory, what it will do, who is the ownership of this data directory, so blindly cannot change the ownership, blindly cannot, whatever the things, we have to understand what is happening in the backend. Why we need to give the ownership of Postgres user for this data directory? Why we need to give the privileges 700? Because owner, there is every file, there are 3 permissions are there. You can see ls minus lrt. You can see here pwd. Let me go to /user1. Okay, let me go to other server. cd user, there is the data. Okay, you can see here data 15 is the one is the data directory. I am going to use data 15. So here what type of permissions having? Who is the owner first? Data 15. Postgres. Who is the group? This user belongs to this group. So on this data 15, who is the owner? Postgres. The owner, what kind of permissions having on this data 15?
All permissions, sir.
So all
One
permissions.
double check.
So here there are 3 set of permissions are there. Can say first set owner permissions, second set permissions. Let me can say this is the first set. The next set. So this permissions related to owner permissions. Owner, who is the owner? Postgres. So if owner have read write permissions, this owner have write permission, then only Postgres user can create the files. Yes or no? So suppose on this data 15 Postgres having 500 permissions. Read means 4, write means 2, 5. 500. 500 means tell me the Shekhar. If you give 500 permission on this data 15, what type of privileges having here? Tell me, Shekhar. If you give 500 permission on data 15, what type of permissions replaced here?
Read, execute.
Read, execute. Read, execute instead of W hyphen. That means hyphen means there is no write permissions for owner on this data for 15 fold. That is the meaning of these three. R, yes, R is there means for owner Postgres having a read permission data 15. Next permission W. There is no W. Hyphen is there means there is no write permission Postgres on this data 15. If there is no write permission, how Postgres create the files inside this data folder? Execute means execution permissions. The other group permission group. So group also doesn't have any permissions. Others means suppose some other user is there, ABC is there. ABC, it's not under group. It's not a owner of this data directory. So ABC comes under other part. So others, we mandatory owner should have all the privileges on the data folder. Group, others we don't bother about. In generally, they can give 755 permissions. At worst case, it's required 700 permission. Means owner should have all the permission. Then only if you log in with this user, when create the cluster, Postgres user going to create the files inside this folder. When Postgres create the files, if the Postgres having write permission, read means yes, just read the file data. Write means create the files. So like this, we can go through the proper documentation. What are the prerequisites? If you know all the prerequisites well, if you keep proper documentation first, like this POC, we have to prepare POC. With that POC document, you can do the installation on dummy server. If everything is good, then you can go and implement on the live server. So in source code, most of the cases, these are the things. For any method, it should be proper owner permission, proper privileges, proper so software you have to download. You have to go to the entire directory /configure. If you don't have optional prerequisites, you have to keep --, without readline, without zlib. Then make install. Make is the command going to convert everything from C language to SQL language. Make install going to install the default location. For any method, these are the mostly things we have to make a note. Okay. So in case of yum method, sometime they ask you to follow yum method, but in the server we don't have internet connection. People don't know. Before proceeding yum method, so what is the mandatory prerequisites? We have to verify the internet connection is available or not. They don't know actually for firing with this yum method, it's required internet connection or not, they don't know. So they're always trying to yum method, that yum install PostgreSQL. It throws the error clearly saying doesn't have internet connection like that. We are not we don't read that error messages, so it's not working. Always complaining it's not working. So for yum method, it always required internet connection on the Linux server. If you don't have internet connection, you have to go to RPM method. You have to download the RPMs in local system, transfer the files to local system to Linux server, then do the RPM method. Strictly, if they ask you to follow yum method, then you have to send a mail. On this server, we don't have internet connection. Please give internet connection on this, enable internet connection on this server. So Linux team, they are going to enable the internet connection. Then after enabling, you can follow the M method. Okay. So while changing the data directory, so in the service file, you have to change the data directory. You can once change the service file, you have to reload the daemon systemctl daemon reload. Then only the changes will be reflect. Then you can start the services using that service file. Okay, so these are the things we have to keep in mind. So if you have proper documentation without errors, we can go and install. There is no much steps. If you take Oracle, there are lengthy steps are there. Postgres, nothing is there. Just 4 steps are there. That's it. If you take Oracle database, there are many things we have to take care. The installation process also takes time. The lengthy steps are there in the Oracle database. Compared to Oracle, Postgres, it's very easy. Okay, so that's it today.